President Trump and black people. Two things that don't necessarily go well together. That's kind of generally the story that we hear, right?
Yep.
And actually, it is reality, I believe.
It is.
However, there are some people who believe that is not reality, that is far from the truth, and that there are plenty of black people who are fully in support of President Trump. And furthermore, those who don't support him are the victims of brainwashing. Those are the words of Herman Cain. You remember Herman Cain, who ran for president as a Republican in, what year was it? 2016? Yeah. Didn't get too far, but that's all right. He's also a very successful businessman.
He is.
Godfather Pizza.
Undeniable.
Yes. So we got him in D.C. He was at Reagan National, and our photog wanted to talk to him about President Trump's numbers in the black community, and this is what Herman Cain said.
We're both of color, and it seems like he hasn't had that many people among him as friends in the White House.
That's not true.
So why do you think most African Americans don't give him his props like he deserves?
Because they're getting brainwashed according to the news that they watch. Certain news outlets, they simply are not telling the entire truth. And in some cases, people are being brainwashed.
So why isn't any celebrities or athletes or stuff like that, except Tiger Woods, stood beside the president?
Hey, that's not their job. Their job is to entertain. Their job isn't it.
But what about when the sports teams always used to come to the White House and feel happy?
That's a choice they make because of the brainwashing they have been subjected to.
Wow.
Wow, he is not...
That's really kind of a demeaning thing to say.
Yeah,
that you're not capable of free thinking.
As Colin was carrying the conversation with him, I thought he would be like, well, you know, look, some people feel the way they feel, and that's okay, and we can all disagree. But no, he's full on. I mean, he really seems to. I don't want to say that Herman Cain is brainwashed, but he seems to be.
Yeah, well, but the word brainwashed means that people. I mean, sometimes you can legitimately be, but when you're watching television,
don't have their own
they don't
free
have the
will.
capacity to think in their free will. It's a demeaning comment.
I think the African American community is very well equipped. Actually, more equipped than most communities in figuring out both overtly and intrinsically when someone is on their side and means them
and
well.
when someone is actually
doing
them harm.
Cross purposes with them.
Right.
I think that what we saw on the campaign trail, long before Trump became president, of him encouraging violence against protesters who in many cases were black, and then even after that, with him saying that there were good people that would go out there and be at Charlottesville, carrying on like they were, kind of sends a clear message to a lot of us, and even more than that, like, to be honest with you, to his unfair policies, discriminatory policies going way back in his career, to his treatment and his statements regarding the Central Park Five. I think that President Trump has a long record of not being a friend to African Americans. I think he had some black friends at one point, but that doesn't really move it well with me.
It doesn't, and yeah, that's not to the point anyway. I'm sure he does have some friends who are black.
What I'm trying to figure out is, has he written off, because look, the one thing he knows is he's done the math in terms of how to get the percentage he needs to get reelected. He's done the math.
Right.
Is he writing off the black community, or is he still trying to get the belt? I'm not sure.
I think if you asked him,
well, he'd say yes. He'd say that he's getting it.
Well, I think he has operatives that are making that headway for him. I think he has people like, you know, I'm not going to name their names, but people that are out there that are leading the Blexit movement, trying to get black people to leave the left, which hasn't done any favors for black America either, and go over to the right, and specifically to President Trump. I think he's letting other people lead that movement for him. I just don't think that it's going to work. Because
but when you try, you've got to say why you're trying. And I'm not sure the message he would send is necessarily a message at this point that would sit well with his base. So I don't quite understand. Well, I don't understand the strategy behind it.
And therein lies the problem with the Blexit. The Blexit is led by, excuse me, black conservatives, right? You don't see the candidates themselves actually going out there and selling
because they don't want to sell the message, because it's like you lose one when you
I actually spoke to a guy down in Arkansas because for a story that we had done. He was a black conservative, and he said that out of his mouth. He said, these candidates don't come down to talk to us.
Right.
And so that's kind of the deal right there. So I don't know how much they're willing to work because a different part of the base might not like that.
Exactly.
Hi, I'm Sharon calling from Houston, Texas. Hi, Charles. Hi, Harvey. Hi, Van. And there's a whole lot that you could say about what Herman Cain said, but I'm going to make it just real simple. And I'm going to paraphrase Maya Angelou. When people show you who they are, believe them the first time. And he has continuously showed us who he was. And the blessing is that the majority of African Americans choose to believe him.
You know what, Sharon? I thought, because you said you're from Houston, I really thought you were going to say just bless his heart. I thought you were just going to say bless his heart and leave it at that.
I did say the blessing is that most African Americans don't believe that and are not brainwashed and do believe that he shows us who he is daily.
Yes. Sharon, we got to scoot, but can I just make one unrelated comment?
Yes.
Oh,
I love your house. I'm looking at the hardwood floors. No, I'm looking at the hardwood floors.
You like the layout there?
And just the architecture
Look
of
at the depth of this.
It looks so
spacious.
Your shot composition there is amazing.
So nice. Honest to God, I'm really struck by it.
Reagan, that is one of the best composed shots we've ever had.
I'm really struck by it.
I thought I was supposed to be the focus.
No, it's fantastic. I love the hardwood floors, too.